It's just in. The Queen of Great Britain has passed away. The news has been confirmed by Buckingham Palace, and everyone is all over the place. Now that's something we all didn't think would happen in our lifetime, or ever, but her immortality spell has finally come to an end. With that, a lot is about to change, like the titles of her family members. That includes Harry and Meghan's children. There's so much to discuss, so let's dive in. First, the announcement of her demise. Queen Elizabeth II died peacefully on Thursday afternoon at her Scottish estate, where she had been staying for the majority of the summer. The UK's longest-serving monarch reigned for 70 years and lived to be 96 years old. To put that in perspective, she's outlived not just your grandparents, but a total of 14 prime ministers, and just days before her death, she appointed Liz Truss as the 15th on Tuesday. Miss Truss was born 101 years after Churchill. The Queen had been on the throne since 1952, when Winston Churchill was the prime minister. It's incredible to think of Churchill's history and come across the fact that the Queen was alive then and until a couple of days ago. Anywho, her son King Charles said that his beloved mother's death is a moment of great sadness for him and his family. Her loss will be felt across the country, the Commonwealth, and people around the world. Next, the trouble with Harry and Meghan's title and what this meant for their children. The couple took up the titles of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in 2018. This was when they got married to each other in Windsor. Soon after, they stepped back from being the senior working members of the royal family. We all remember how that went, right? Oprah, race issues, the fear for their life. Well, as a result of them stepping back, they revoked their right of being referred to as His and Her Royal Highness. With King Charles's ascension to the throne, what does this mean for their children? Both Archie and Lily were not born with royal titles. This was because of a letters patent issued by King George V in 1917. The rule is a bit confusing, but basically, it stated that only the children of the sovereign, the children of the sons of the sovereign, and the eldest son of the Prince of Wales are able to be princes and princesses. Phew, that was a mouthful. In the famous interview with Oprah, Meghan expressed her shock at the fact that Archie wouldn't get any police protection because he wasn't under any title. Her opinion and personal experience with the institution led her to her belief that this decision was because of his race. Experts believe that Harry and Meghan would be the first interracial couple in at least a couple of centuries, so this wasn't such a far-fetched idea. The Sussexes implied that they had been told that even after Prince Charles took over, the protocols would be changed so that Archie would be excluded from being a prince. She learned that the institution wanted to change the convention for Archie while she was pregnant. But what happens now? Let's address if anything changed for Harry's family. When Meghan was asked by Oprah if she wanted her children to have official titles, she replied that if it confirmed their safety, then of course. With King Charles now on the throne, it seems unlikely that Harry and Meghan will claim their titles back. The children, however, are reportedly getting their titles. We can imagine Meghan's anxiety melting away. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's son Archie is now a prince, whereas his younger sister Lilibet is entitled to be a princess after the death and accession of her grandfather, the Prince of Wales, to the throne. They would technically be following the official rules as their grandfather takes the title of king. Although King Charles could still slim down the monarchy, so far we're running with what we've got. Harry and Meghan are currently mourning in the UK. Their children will likely travel as well in the next few days. Moving on, the title shift for the entire family. Okay, we've talked about the title for the young Duke, but we still have the entire family, so let's get started. Our generation hasn't dealt with the process of how the crown transfers to the heir because we never saw it happen in our lifetime, but we will now. The most immediate change that took place hours after the news of her death is the announcement of the new monarch. Those in line of succession will be moving up and inheriting new titles. The speculation that the Queen would outlive Charles died with her. Prince Charles, son of the Queen, will now be known as King Charles III at 73 years old, and Camilla, his wife, who was the Duchess of Cornwall, is now the Queen Consort. The former Queen's wish was for Camilla to take up that title and support Charles. The title of consort is usually given to the wife or husband of a reigning monarch, while Queen is reserved for female rulers only. Up next, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, or better known as Prince William and Kate Middleton. The couple adopted their title in 2011 following their marriage, but now they've added Cornwall to their social media bios, which previously belonged to Charles and Camilla. So far, we've gathered that King Charles might make his oldest son the Prince of Wales. This is as per the tradition that the title is given to the heir to the throne. For now, we don't know how or if their title changing will affect the three children of the couple, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. It doesn't seem like that'll matter much, as they already hold major titles. Now on to other related news. We have the photographer who took the Queen's last public picture. A Press Association photographer was recently sent to Balmoral to capture the moment the Queen and Liz Truss met. As per the tradition, Queen Elizabeth would officially ask her to form a government, and Jane Barlow was to take portraits and candids for both of them. According to Barlow, the Queen seemed frail but in good spirits. To honor their British origins, they spoke of the gloomy weather, but she recalled that the Queen's mood was nothing like it. While waiting for Truss, she managed to get some smiles out of the Queen for what became a significant picture now. Barlow explained that her muse did look frailer than the previous year, but caught an image of her that that's her favorite from her visit. She felt like it was a great honor and a real privilege to be among two strong women. Other than that, a member of the Church of Scotland spent the weekend at Balmoral and dined with the Queen as well. He described her as frail but very engaging and fabulous. They spoke of many things, including the Queen's father and horses. It's surprising to him that her health declined so rapidly. Next, the spectrum of reactions to the Queen's death. There's been an overwhelming outpour of reactions from all over the world. Political officials and leaders such as Joe Biden, Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron, Boris Johnson, and many more have expressed great grief and their heartiest condolences. Some celebrities joined in, but it's not safe online for them as it is for the officials. While many Britons broke down hearing the news outside of the palace and mourned their loss, the internet is drowning in memes, jokes, and shockingly, relief. Several brands and accounts have sighed in relief, pointing to Her Majesty's relation to colonialism, massacres, concentration camps, the division between India and Pakistan, and Palestine and Israel. In fact, celebrities and supporters are being bashed for mourning her death. The memes have been ruthless as usual, with one about the Queen coming back to life when Meghan Markle arrives and another about her supposed meeting with Diana. It's safe to say she left her mark, maybe not a positive one, but a mark nonetheless. Before we leave, what will happen now that she's passed? First, a period of mourning has been initiated in Britain, with some other countries like the UAE joining in. The royal family will gather to pay their respects. Then, the Queen's body will be transported from Balmoral to the Royal Palace in Edinburgh on Friday morning, and it's called Project Unicorn. A service will be held at St. Giles Cathedral after a ceremonial procession. The several ceremonies will include laying her body in a coffin, among others, but it isn't confirmed. What is confirmed is that her remains will be transported to London, where her coffin will be placed in the throne room of Buckingham Palace, adorned with crown jewels. There's a lot of meticulous and hefty planning to do for the workers. Her body will be open to view in a room where people might be able to visit for 4 days, but it'll be heavily regulated and secure. Lastly, the coronation may be months or a year away due to the planning it requires, but King Charles will take over the duties of his mother effective immediately. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of the Queen's demise and her legacy? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. See you at the next one.